This is what life is about. It is being sent on a trip by a loving God, who is waiting at home for our return and is eager to watch the slides we took and hear about the friends we made.
Wow. There's a beautiful hotel in Amsterdam, the W Hotel, belongs to an Israeli, by the way. And when they showed me the hotel, because they would like the embassy to work with the hotel, they showed me a beautiful suite, really amazing, and its name is the Wow Suite, okay? When you open the door, you really say wow. When I got off the car here, I said, wow, it's unbelievable. So really congratulations, and I'm happy to be here. But there are many people I need to greet, of course, the rabbis, many of you, it's a pleasure, Honorable Rabbi, Member of Parliament van der Staaij, our honorary consul in Northern Netherlands, Arjen Lund and his wife, the president of SIA, Freddy Hollander, the representative of Israel, Erez Mannheimer, Hannah Luden from Sidi, mayors, and of course the board of Christians for Israel, and ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I'm honored and pleased to be here with you in this important and joyous day of the inauguration of the new center, Israel Center of Christians for Israel in Nijkerk. There is a new government in The Hague today, a new Dutch government. This is an important day for the Netherlands, and I think this coincidence, this event is taking place at the same day, means that this is also an important event, both for Netherlands, definitely for Israel, but I think for everybody, because of what Christians for Israel is standing for. I'm glad to convey to you the best wishes of the people of Israel and all your many friends there for this happy occasion. You are and you have always been a clear and strong supporter of Israel, and we appreciate it, and we know what you are standing for, and we want to thank you for that from the bottom of our hearts. You are friends that and supporters who stood on our side in good and in difficult times, proving that you were not nice weather friends. And this fact brings you into the group of the most important and valuable friends that the State of Israel and the Jewish people have in this world. We all believe in God and God the Almighty, and in the values that His Bible is teaching us. And in the centrality of the Holy Land for all of us. And many tried to destroy us in the past, but failed, because God was always with us and with you and showed us the right way. This new center is for Israel and for the Friends of Israel in the Netherlands and in Europe, a new source of pride, and definitely gives us new strength to stand against all those who still want to harm us. Karl van Oort started this whole thing in the end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s, with a small newspaper, and see where you are today. I think that this new center is not only a new source of pride for Christians of Israel and the Friends of Israel in the Netherlands, but it really serves as an outstanding memorial for Karl van Oort and what he has visioned and what he and you have together achieved. And if you want, this also proves, I mean, the size and the dimensions of this organization today, and what you have achieved and what you are able to do also proves that Karl and his legacy are right. And I think this is the important message that goes out from Nijkerk today. I am really happy to be here again in Nijkerk, because last time that I saw this building, I also, Erez and Sarah, I did not believe it will be finished on time. But I think you proved again that with belief and with vision, everything is possible. Jerusalem is a center spot on earth for all of us. Jerusalem, the name Jerusalem, symbolizes the not only the holiness, meaning that it is holy for so many billions of people around the world, but also the holiness, the being a whole, okay? And Yerushalayim is Ir Shalem. It's the whole of Jerusalem and of the Jewish people, and all those who believe in the same God, in the same values. But it also symbolizes peace. Jerusalem is the city of peace, Ir Shalom. And I think that the Jerusalem stone wall here in this place stands exactly for these values that are putting for all of us Jerusalem in the center of our vision and our hopes. And this is another way that brings us all, Christians and Jews, friends of Israel and friends of the Holy Land, together. And I think that the inauguration of this center today, the Israel Center of Christians for Israel in Nijkerk, is an important contribution to a better future for all of us. And for that, I'd like to thank you, and God bless you all.
Dear friends, Shalom from Jerusalem. I'm so happy and excited to congratulate you on the opening of the new Israel Center at the city Nijkerk. I must say that I was very touched to hear that the building of the new Israel Center is going to be covered by Jerusalem stone. I think that symbolizes the fact that Jerusalem is not just in our hearts, but it's actually outside of the building that is part of the connection of your community to the safety of Israel. I would like to say that throughout the years, you are a true ally of Israel, and I would like to thank you for that. Congratulations on the new building. I hope only good things will happen in this great place.
We are a very special generation. For scores of years, we see already the miracle happen. The return of the Jewish people back to the promised land. We see biblical prophecies being fulfilled as we speak. And it will continue and continue into the future. Because Almighty God is bringing His people back to His land for His purposes. And His purposes is the coming of the kingdom. And is the coming of the King of the kingdom. When you come to the building, you see Israel Center. And of course, it's the Israel Center. And when you enter the center, you see the products from Israel, so it's still Israel. But when you look further, you see, as it were, developing, the theme develops into Jerusalem. With the Jerusalem stone, and you go upstairs and you see the beautiful pictures of Jerusalem, the hills surrounding Jerusalem. On the offices, when you come to the canteen, the cafeteria, you see the market of Ben Yehuda in Jerusalem. When you go that side, you see an exposition about Jerusalem. And I think that's the exciting thing that we see happen today, the restoration of the land, the restoration of the people to the land, and the restoration of Jerusalem. God is in the process to fulfill all the promises he gave to Israel. He made everlasting covenants. And so the future we are facing will be incredible. The days are coming that the nations, the United Nations, who are now located in New York, they will send their ambassadors to Jerusalem. Because one day Jerusalem will be the center of the world. Peace will flow forth from Jerusalem to cover the nations. And Israel, the light of the world, to serve and bless the nations in an incredible way. So I just want to finish, and I thank the international guests for coming. I saw David and Felicia from Bournemouth. We just stayed in their home when I was invited, together with Andrew Tucker, to speak at a conference of the Christian Friends of Israel, their annual. I've seen the people from Germany. I see other guests from other countries who are joining us. As you know, we're now in, I think, 35 or 40 countries. The Why Israel book with the biblical principles is now in over 35 languages. I still remember talking about Jerusalem. Our regional representative in Malaysia, which is a Muslim country, of course, just like Indonesia, where we have representatives as well. But a Muslim country this one is not particularly friendly to Israel. So he's a big publisher and a printer, and he saw the Why Israel book. And then he said, yes, it's wonderful, I'm fully behind it, but could you please change the title? Because I do not want my van or my shop to be bombed by extremists over there. So right away, the theme Israel of the book developed in the next theme, because we gave it the title for the Muslim world in Focus on Jerusalem, with the same content. And there's even an Arabic translation. And just an Arabic friend ordered 100 copies to spread it in Tunisia. And they changed the title into Why Do You Hate Israel? And so forth. So I could tell a lot of the stories. That man, Wilson Ung, is now preparing. He prepared conferences in Cambodia, hopefully Vietnam in January. We did Cambodia, and he also wants the Christians in Pakistan to understand what Israel is all about. So there's a translation developing into Urdu for the Christians in Pakistan. The Lord wants his church to understand, and that's what Carl, when he asked me to join, he says, basically what we are about is to try to convert the church. And I can tell you that's a hell of a job. But the church needs to understand and change her ways, because The King of Kings and the Lord of Lords is coming. And he will not come back to Moscow or New York or Amsterdam. He'll come to Jerusalem. Because from Jerusalem he will rule the world. In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established. Of the Lord's temple will be established as the highest of the mountains. It will be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall stream to it. Many people will come and say, "Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, to the temple." He will teach us his ways so that we may walk in his paths. Torah will go out from Zion, the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. He, the great He, the Messiah of Israel, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, will judge between the nations. He will settle the disputes for many peoples. So he will tell the world, this is how it's going to happen. Today, when nations have a difference of opinion and they cannot solve it, most of the time they go to war. And whoever won the war apparently was right. Then no more. Then he will say, this is how we solve your problems. And because he will rule the nations with an iron rod, if necessary, smash them to pieces like pottery. It's not free advice that he's giving. He will judge between the nations, settle the disputes. And when that's the case, what you do with your weapons, melt them down and turn them into agricultural tools. They will beat their swords into plowshares, their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation. And the military academies can be closed because they will not even train for war anymore. That's what we're all about. To that glorious future. May the Lord bless us all. Thank you so much.